Number 14. Cecily Brown. Cecily Brown is a contemporary British painter known for her exploration of sexual imagery and her abstract expressionist gestural style. Her influential work often features large-scale canvases with figures engaged in sexual acts, obscured by a veil of vibrant colors. For example, Sweetie from 2001 depicts a semi-abstracted couple in mid-coitus, rendered in bright pinks and purples. Born in London in 1969, Brown studied at the Slade School of Art and drew inspiration from early abstract expressionists like Willem de Kooning and Joan Mitchell. She distanced herself from the emerging young British artist scene by moving to New York City in 1994, where she quickly garnered attention. In 2000, she was featured in a New Yorker magazine photo spread in Vanity Fair, and the New York Times recognized her as part of a leading group of contemporary female artists, including Sue Williams and Lisa Yuskevich. Brown had a mid-career retrospective at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston in 2006 and a solo show at the Gagosian Gallery in London in 2013. She currently lives and works in New York City. Number 13. Lynette Yiadom-Boakye. Lynette Yiadom-Boakye, a 2013 Turner Prize finalist, is a renowned British-Ghanaian figurative painter and writer, celebrated for enigmatic canvases featuring figures set against stark backgrounds that defy specific temporal or geographical context. Crafting compositions from found imagery and primarily from her imagination, Yiadom-Boakye creates bodies that are both familiar and elusive, drawing viewers into the evocative realm of contemporary painting. Her gestural canvases often depict solitary black figures in moments of contemplative repose or groups engaged in internal dramas. With lyrical and ambiguous titles such as Citron by the Ounce, In Lieu of Keen Virtue, and To Improvise a Mountain, Yiadom-Boakye evokes fleeting moods and moments, inviting viewers to project their own interpretations onto the artworks. Born in 1977 in London, she studied at St. Martin's School of Art and Design, Falmouth College of Art in Cornwall, and received her MA from the Royal Academy of Arts in 2003. Her works are in the collections of the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the Tate Gallery in London, the Museum of Contemporary Art in Chicago, and the National Museum of African Art at the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C., among others. Number 12. Glenn Brown. Painter and sculptor Glenn Brown is renowned for his grotesque reinterpretations of artworks by historical figures such as Salvador Dalí, Frank Auerbach, and Rembrandt. Working exclusively from reproductions, including postcards and online images, Brown distorts the originals by stretching and enlarging faces, replacing naturalistic colors with putrid palettes, and creating a textural trompe l'oeil with thick impasto instead of thin, swirling brushstrokes. Through his appropriation of historical imagery, Brown transforms the familiar into the alien, exploring the material possibilities of paint. Associated with the young British artist, Brown was featured in the iconic 1997 Royal Academy of Arts exhibition, Sensation, Young British Artists from the Saatchi Collection. In 2000, he was shortlisted for the Turner Prize. His work has commanded high prices on the secondary market and is part of prestigious collections such as the Art Institute of Chicago, the Centre Pompidou, the UK's Art Council collection, the Museum of Modern Art, the Walker Art Centre, and the Zabludovich collection. Number 11. Chris Ofili. Chris Ofili is a British contemporary painter known for his vibrant palette and varied textures through which he explores both contemporary and historical Black experiences. His intricately detailed works feature inventive figuration rendered in paint and collage materials such as glitter, magazine cutouts, and resin. Born in 1968 in Manchester, Ofili studied at the Chelsea School of Art and the Royal College of Art in London. He received the prestigious Turner Prize in 1998, solidifying his status as a key figure among the young British artists. Ofili is perhaps most famous for the controversy surrounding his painting, The Holy Virgin Mary, from 1996. When it was exhibited at the Brooklyn Museum during the seminal 1999 Sensation exhibition, it sparked significant protests. Due to its subject matter in the use of lacquered, glittered elephant dung, then Mayor Rudolph Giuliani labeled the work as sick, and the painting was subsequently vandalized. Despite this, it was successfully restored. Ofili's work has continued to be exhibited globally, with a notable mid-career retrospective, Chris Ofili, Night and Day, held at the New Museum of Contemporary Art in New York in 2014. Number 10. Jenny Saville. Jenny Saville is a contemporary British painter renowned for her stylized nude portraits of voluminous female bodies, which have garnered her international acclaim. One of her most famous works is the large-scale self-portrait Propped from 1992, where she distorts her own torso in breasts and features the artist gazing down at the viewer, with a long quotation from a feminist French critic scribbled across the canvas. Saville's lush yet grotesque portrayal of bodies has drawn comparison to Lucian Freud. Born in 1970 in Cambridge, Saville studied at the Glasgow School of Art in the late 1980s. During her studies, she received a 6-month travel scholarship to the University of Cincinnati in the United States, where she developed an interest in depicting the bodies of overweight women. After graduating in 1992, with her entire senior thesis show purchased by Charles Saatchi, she became part of the Young British Artists Group alongside Damien Hirst and Sarah Lucas. Over the years, Saville has evolved her imagery, layering multiple figures within the same composition. In 2018, her self-portrait, Propped, sold for $12.5 million at auction, surpassing her previous auction record for Shift by $3.5 million. This painting initially brought her international recognition when Saatchi included it in his 1997 blockbuster show, Sensation, Young British Artists from the Saatchi Gallery, along with works by Damien Hirst, Chris Ofili, and other young British artists. Her works are part of prominent collections, including the Broad Art Foundation in Los Angeles, the Brooklyn Museum, and the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Number 9. Peter Doig. Peter Doig is a contemporary Scottish artist, acclaimed as one of today's foremost representational painters. His work is known for its equal emphasis on landscapes and figures, blending art historical and personal references into painterly abstractions with unique compositions. Doig creates powerful and evocative snapshots of contemporary life, such as scenes from a childhood ski trip or an orange canoe, making his work both diaristic and universally resonant. His eclectic practice is choose a central formula, instead offering insights into his personal history and political views. Born in 1959 in Edinburgh, United Kingdom, Doig's family moved to Trinidad in 1962 and then to Canada in 1966. He moved to London in 1979, where he studied at the Wimbledon School of Art and later earned his MA from the Chelsea College of Art and Design in 1990. In 2000, his friend and fellow painter, Chris Ofili, invited him to an artist residency in Trinidad, where Doig has lived and worked since 2002. In 2007, his painting, White Canoe, sold at Sotheby's for $11.3 million, setting an auction record for a living European artist at the time. His works are included in the collection of the Art Institute of Chicago, the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., the Tate Gallery in London, and the Goetz Collection in Munich, among others. Number 8. Frank Auerbach. Frank Auerbach is one of the most influential painters of the 20th century and is considered one of the leading names in the School of London, with fellow artists Francis Bacon and Lucian Freud. Auerbach is renowned for his expressionistic portraits and cityscapes, characterized by a rough impasto technique. Born in 1931 in Berlin, Germany, to Jewish parents, Auerbach was sent to Britain to escape Nazi persecution. His parents remained behind and were killed in concentration camps. Auerbach studied at the St. Martin's School of Art in London, and then at the Royal College of Art, where he developed his signature palette of bold colors in a distinctive, thickly applied painting style. In 1956, Auerbach had his first solo show at the Beaux-Arts Gallery, and by 1978, he was the subject of a major retrospective at the Hayward Gallery in London. He represented Britain at the 1986 Venice Biennale, where he and his peer Sigmund Polke were jointly awarded the Gold Lion. Despite being offered knighthood several times, Auerbach has consistently declined the honor. He continues to live and work in London. Number 7. Tracey Emin. Tracey Emin is a British artist renowned for her poignant works that draw autobiographical details across various media, including painting, drawing, photography, video, sculpture, and neon text. A prominent member of the young British artists who rose to fame in the late 1980s, Emin is known for seminal works such as Everyone I Have Ever Slept With, 1963-1995, and My Bed, from 1998, her own unmade messy bed exhibited at the Tate Gallery. These works have made significant contributions to feminist discourse with their raw, confessional nature. Born in 1963 in Croydon, Emin cites Edward Munch and Egon Schiele as early inspiration for her expressive self-representation style. She received her MA from the Royal College of Art in London, where she is now a Royal Academician and honorary doctorate. Her works are held in the collections of the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the Tate Gallery in London, and the Goetz Collection in Munich, among others. Number 6. Gilbert and George. Gilbert and George are an influential collaborative artist duo known for their distinctive, brightly colored photo collages, which they describe as living sculptures. Their large-scale photographs often explore themes of traditional black and white photography, queer culture, and ultraviolence. Drawing inspiration from pop art, conceptualism, and the performance art, their work has significantly influenced the young British artists, including Damien Hirst and Tracey Emin. Gilbert Prouch, born in 1943 in Martintor, Italy, and George Passmore, born in 1942 in Plymouth, United Kingdom, met and fell in love in 1967 while studying at the St. Martin's School of Art in London. Over the decades, they have received critical and popular acclaim, with highlights including a retrospective at the Tate Modern in London and representing the United Kingdom at the 2005 Venice Biennale. Number 5. Bridget Riley. Bridget Riley is a British artist celebrated for her distinctive op art paintings. By combining clean lines, strategic color arrangements, and geometric precision, she creates visually compelling effects, as exemplified by her work, Cataract 3 from 1967. Riley's use of gradients and tonal variations is influenced by her admiration for the pointillist Georges Seurat. Born in 1931 in London, Riley studied at the Goldsmiths College and at the Royal College of Art. Shortly after graduating in 1955, she began experimenting with color effects inspired by Seurat, leading to her renowned op art practice. Riley is often associated with other op art practitioners like Victor Vasarely and Richard Anuskiewicz. Her works are held in the collections of the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., the Tate Gallery in London, and the Peggy Guggenheim Collection in Venice. Number 4. Anish Kapoor. Anish Kapoor is an Indian-born British sculptor known for his use of abstract biomorphic forms and his penchant for rich colors and polished surfaces. Born in India to parents from Punjabi and Iraqi Jewish heritage, Kapoor moved to London to study at the Hornsey College of Art and at the Chelsea School of Art. During the 1980s and the 90s, he was increasingly recognized for his biomorphic sculptures and installations made with materials as varied as stone, aluminium, and resin that appeared to challenge gravity, depth, and perception. In 1990, he represented Great Britain at the Venice Biennale with his installation Void Field, a grid of rough sandstone blocks, each with a mysterious black hole penetrating its top surface. One of his most famous works is Cloudgate from 2004, located in Chicago's Millennium Park. For just over a month in 2006, Kapoor's Sky Mirror, a concave stainless steel mirror 35 feet in diameter, was installed in New York City's Rockefeller Center. Both Cloudgate and Sky Mirror reflected and transformed their surroundings and demonstrated Kapoor's ongoing investigation of material, form, and space. In 2016, the Museo Universitario Arte Contemporáneo in Mexico City hosted a major retrospective of his work. His works are included in the collections of the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., Fondazione Prada in Milan, and the Tate Gallery in London, among others. Number 3. Banksy. Banksy is a contemporary British street artist and activist renowned for his international fame despite maintaining an anonymous identity. His work, often produced with stencils and spray paint, serves as a form of cultural criticism, targeting established social and political agendas with witty illustrations in major cities all over the world. Though details about his life are largely unknown, it is believed that Banksy was born in Bristol around 1974 and began his career as a graffiti artist in the city. In October 2013, he staged Better Out Than In, a month-long residency in New York, which included a man selling his paintings for $60 each outside Central Park. In 2015, Banksy opened Disneyland Bemusement Park, a temporary art exhibition functioning as a theme park. After its 36-day run, the materials and workers were sent to Calais migrant camp in France to help build additional housing. One of Banksy's most famous stunts occurred in 2018 when a painting sold at auction for $1.4 million. Immediately after the sale, a mechanism in the frame partially shredded the artwork, creating a new piece titled Love in the Bin from 2018. The mystery of Banksy's identity continues to make headlines with a false rumor in 2017 suggesting Robert Del Naya of the band Massive Attack was Banksy. His distinctive style and use of cultural appropriation have inspired numerous street artists, including Mr. Brainwash and Alec Monopoly. Banksy currently lives and works in the United Kingdom. Number 2. Damien Hirst. Damien Hirst is a British conceptual artist renowned for his provocative approach to beauty and found objects. Alongside Liam Gillick, Tracey Emin, and Sarah Lucas, Hirst was a key figure in the young British artist movement that gained prominence in the early 1990s. While studying at Goldsmiths College in London, his work attracted the attention of collector and gallerist Charles Saatchi, who became an early patron. One of Hirst's most famous works, The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living, from 1991, a large vitrine containing an Australian tiger shark suspended in formaldehyde, was financed by Saatchi and played a significant role in launching Hirst's career. In 2007, Hirst exhibited For the Love of God, a life-size, platinum cast of an 18th century human skull covered by 8,601 flawless diamonds, inset with the original skull's teeth. In 2012, he created one of his most controversial installations, In and Out of Love, which featured 2 white windowless rooms where over 9,000 butterflies lived and died. In 2015, Hirst opened the Newport Street Gallery in London, fulfilling his long-term ambition to share his art collection with the public. His works are included in the collections of the Tate Gallery in London, the Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Garden in Washington, D.C., and the Rubel Family Collection in Miami. Number 1. David Hockney. David Hockney is one of the most influential British artists of the 20th century. Renowned for a series of paintings depicting swimming pools, portraits of friends, and lush landscapes, his diverse body of work includes collage photography, opera posters, Cubist-inspired abstractions, and plein air paintings of the English countryside. Hockney frequently revisits certain motives, exploring various ways to perceive an image or space. His hallmark work, A Bigger Splash, from 1967, exemplifies his examination of photography's impact on painting and everyday life. Born in 1937 in Bradford, Hockney attended the Royal College of Art in London alongside R.B. Cottage. During his studies, he was influenced by Francis Bacon and Peter Blake, and also drew inspiration from Pablo Picasso and Henri Matisse, shaping his distinctive and varied style. In 1963, Hockney first traveled to Southern California, captivated by its bright sunshine and relaxed lifestyle. Since then, he has alternated living between Yorkshire in northern England and Los Angeles. In November 2018, his painting, Portrait of an Artist, Poe with Two Figures, sold for a record-breaking $90.3 million at Christie's, making it the most expensive painting by a living artist. Hockney's works are featured in the collections of the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the Centre Georges Pompidou in Paris, the J. Paul Getty Museum in Los Angeles, and the National Gallery of Victoria in Melbourne. Thanks for watching.